You're watching Backstage with Ben Hall. I'm referee Ben Hall. On today's episode of Backstage with Ben Hall, we're going to take a look at the Big Valley Wrestling BVW Combat Compound, as well as sit down with Booker Ricky Espinosa.
No need to worry, Jesus. It's all good. No, nothing's going on back here. The noise? We're just working out. That's all. We're just, lifting the weights, getting the pump in. Everything's fine. Okay. Have a good day. Oh, hey. What's going on? My name is Ricky Espinosa, and I am part owner of Big Valley Wrestling and the current booker for Big Valley Wrestling. And it looks like I'm on Backstage with Ben Hall, and I want to take you and my good friend Ben to the Big Valley Wrestling Combat Compound. Come on back, and I'll show you what it's all about. So, this is where you enter. We have a nice little camouflage banner here just to set the tone. And we open on up and we come on back. This is the table where we collect tickets for our shows, just to greet fans, customers, stuff like that. We have our good friend Bebo here to welcome all the guests and all of our fancy friends. Okay, come on over here. And so, as you can see here, this is where we're going to have most of our seating. We have three areas for seating. We have one on the left side of the ring, and then we have this big line of chairs over here on the front of the ring, and then on the right side of the ring, we're also going to have chairs over there as well. All the chairs are going to be socially distanced 6 feet apart because, we got to watch out. We still got to be careful in this very unpredictable time. And if you look up, we have parts of the tent, the giant tent that makes the Big Valley compound. It's basically made of pipe and various tarps. Most of them are the same, the screen type tarps. It's just easier for different types of weather. And it's also good for windy weather as well. It kind of just flows with everything. You don't got to worry about it being taken apart or ripping or anything like that. So they're very good quality tarps, and that's part of the reason why we chose them. So over here, as you can see, we have our 16-foot wrestling ring, red, white, and blue ropes, red, white, and green over there, so we kind of get a feel of both the American and the lucha side of things, or Mexican side of things, however you want to look at it. And I'm going to take you over here. And over here is also going to be an extended part of the left side of the seating area. We're going to have more chairs over here. Right here are the red mats, and over there were the blue mats, as you saw before. These mats are actually going to be closer to the ring, kind of to act as crash pad mats. So for whenever the wrestlers do dives or some type of maneuvers on the outside, they can land on these mats. They are puzzle mats, so they come together pretty easily. And as I show you more things around the combat compound, you're going to see that some things are still under construction. Like right over here, we have a ladder because we've been doing a lot of lighting work. Speaking of the lighting, you can actually see one of the plugs right here. There's lights all around, or there were lights all around. We had to take some down because we're still refiguring some of them to get the best possible lighting setup, because lighting is very, very important for not just the cameras, but just for the audience as well as the wrestlers wrestling in the ring. You want to make sure the lights aren't too bright so they're not, like flashing in their eyes, don't blind them and become an enemy that they don't even know about. Okay, so let's go on back here. And this is just some weights that I had, I just have laying around for whenever we want to lift some stuff. So here's our Big Valley banner. Whenever we have our camera set up, the hard cam is going to be back that way over by the entrance, which I'll show you in a second. And so that way, when we film, we have this big banner in the back. We have curtains on each side right now. They're to the sides because we don't really need them open right now. But when we do a show, we will close them, so we have a nice, clean black curtain background. We also have some more mats right here, kind of giving you an idea of how it's going to be. Again, we still have some more work to do before our first show, which is coming up this Saturday. It is a private event. So, everything's coming together. I mean, the meat of everything was really in the tent itself, the covering. It took about a month to build it. A month and some change, actually. Before, these side panels were actually not up. They were to the side. And most recently, we decided to actually raise them up to create more shade for this newly discovered seating area. At first, we were actually just going to have seating on two sides, and then we decided, hey, what if we could open it up and fit more people in here? So that's what we did. We were able to accomplish that. All right, so come on over here, and just follow me down the blue brick road. So the entrance area is not finished. It's actually a pretty simple setup. Right here we have two poles right here. We're going to have another pole up top, and we're going to hang a curtain from there. It's going to cover both sides. And then it's going to obviously go over this entryway right here. And here is our garage, which we have to clear out still, make a lot more room for all the guys, but there's plenty of room in there. But that's essentially what the entrance is going to be. Big locker room there. You come out through the curtain, and here's the audience. Here's our whole setup. So, obviously, here at the BVW Combat Compound, we're going to have a lot of combat here because we are planning on having shows. As I said before, we have our first show this Saturday, June 13th, a private event, invite only. But as things in the world start opening up, we will be opening up to the public more. And one of the unique parts of these shows is the capabilities to offer different food options for the customers to purchase. We're going to mainly be serving barbecue. The barbecue grill is currently over there because we're just fixing it up a little bit. But it would typically go right over here. This is an older one, actually. We kind of just put that one there just for show for now, just to get an idea of where we want everything. Back here is where we pretty much prepare the food, and then right here is where we serve the food and take the money for the food and give it to the customers. So we have a nice little concessions area here. I know Big Valley is always known for our tasty and affordable concessions. So here at the BVW Compact Compound, we're going to be offering not just options for just tacos, if we do like a show called Tacos and Takedowns, or if we do a show called Drop Kicks and Drumsticks. We offer barbecue, whatever the theme is, that's what we're going to be serving. We'll also be serving full plates of food as well, mac and cheese with beans, maybe chips, water as well, because you got to have beverages, obviously. And then right here, there's a bunch of stuff on this table, but this is actually a poker table that we've had for a very long time that we purchased years and years ago. And usually its main service is exactly what you see right now. It's just kind of to put a bunch of things on the table and just keep it here when we're not using it. We have our sign-in sheets for our classes, our waivers for any new students as well. But when we're not using it for just various clutter, we like to clear it off and we use it as our sound table as well. Because right here we have our little power strip on the table. As you can see, plenty of room to plug different things in. And we also have a pretty convenient stool right here. So you just place your laptop here. You can see the ring. The music man can see the ring. He has access to the entranceway right here, so he can see everything that's going on. And just to make the job as easy as possible for them. But yeah, I mean, the music man kind of has like one of the best seats in the house. He can also get a good whiff of all the food being cooked, and he can watch all the action unfolding in the ring, and then he can prepare for the next song to be played for the next match. So that is our little area. We have our concessions area over here, and this will serve as our sound area as well. It's all pretty makeshift because everything is already here. We're just utilizing all of our resources, which is pretty constant theme in the Combat Compound. I mean, we basically built the entire tent with poles that we already had and connectors we already owned. The tarps we had to buy, some of them we already owned, but definitely very happy that we purchased all of this. We were able to put it all together, and we were able to make use of our time during this crazy quarantine. So, gotta love it. So, in a nutshell, that is pretty much most of the compound. Before I end things, though, I just want to put some attention on this big wall right here. If you look at it, you'll see there's plenty of posters from our past shows over the years. Mayday Meltdown, the time we did the San Gennaro Feast. We have a huge banner right here. And then if you go on the other side, there's also more banners there. Before, we actually had the banners on all sides of the tent, of the compound. But then we decided to raise the sides. So we just thought, oh, just move everything over here. We have the American flag and the Mexican flag. You know, I'm half Mexican, and we also welcome the Lucha Libre style here. And everything is complete with the big Valley Pro Wrestling banner with all our information on it. So yeah, that's pretty much the compound.
Find this shirt and more, including the I Survived the 2020 Wrestling Shutdown, at storefrontier.com/WrestleVegas. Storefrontier.com/WrestleVegas.
I want to get away. I want to fly away. Right? I like your shirt.
Yeah. I stole this out of Mondo's closet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I stole this out of my closet.
I probably actually owe him $20 because I think it was a new merchandise shirt.
I've been there, done that, didn't pay him back. All right.
All right, I'm sitting here with Ricky from Big Valley Wrestling.
Hey, it's me.
And we've went through the Big Valley Combat Compound?
Yes, the Big Valley Combat Compound, because it is a compound where we have combat, more specifically professional wrestling combat.
That's good that you said that, because, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, honestly, like, whenever somebody owns a ring, there's so many different options to toy around with. I mean, not just professional wrestling, but really any type of combative sports. You know, MMA, karate, if that's how you pronounce it, boxing as well. You know, we have all kinds of different athletes that actually contact us to rent the ring for their own recreation. You know, whether it's just working out or just getting ring time. You know, we offer that for professional wrestlers. Again, also just really any type of sport that involves a ring. You know, we want to help out everyone we can. You know.
Awesome. So we're sitting here. It's hot as hell. It's June.
Yeah. Welcome to Vegas.
Yeah. What was it? 2-3 months ago? You know, the pandemic hit, and really just everything stopped.
Yeah.
So you guys have gotten creative. Take me through that thought process, if you can, of when you decided, okay, might not lift soon. Maybe we should try something else. And how did you get to this?
Well, the pandemic, like I'm pretty sure most of everyone would say, was pretty unexpected. I mean, we knew that the coronavirus is very unpredictable, but we have never really encountered anything this unpredictable, you know, where we actually had to shut everything down. And unfortunately, that shutdown affected pretty much everything and everyone, including performers, more specifically professional wrestling performers, you know. We were doing most of our shows at the Sahara Event Center, which is where we've been for 5 years now, and that unfortunately they had to close the doors temporarily, and so that, you know, left us without a place to train, you know. But luckily, Big Valley owns 3 rings now, actually, a 10-foot ring, a 16-foot ring, and our 20-foot ring that we use at the Sahara Event Center, and it's still there, put away in storage.
It's really heavy.
Yeah, it's very heavy, like most rings. So I guess what you could say what led to the Combat Compound was a mix of a few things. First of all, Big Valley Wrestling has always been known for being unstoppable. It's one of our top tier shows that we have every single year, usually in June. It probably won't be this June for obvious reasons, but Big Valley Wrestling has always been unstoppable. Yeah. So we try to keep going however we can, whenever we can, and we're always concerned about our students, you know, our loyal students, the people that have been with us for a very long time. We know that they're always itching to train, and we always want to keep things open the way we can. And so we thought, well, what if we could just set up the 16-foot ring in my backyard? We have a big backyard here, you know. Set up the ring, and who doesn't want to be in a ring? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I was dying.
But then that was like the small little snowball, and it just kind of rolled down the hill, and it became bigger and bigger and bigger. So then we started to think to ourselves, well, if we're gonna set up the ring in the backyard, why don't we take full advantage of that and see how far we can go, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had all this pipe and drape laying around. We had some ideas to use just pipe and drape for the tent, but that's just not going to happen. And my dad, who's a fantastic engineer, thought, hey, I'm pretty sure I could build us a huge tent that we could put the ring under, because it is hot as hell here in Vegas,
yes.
and that would cool the ring.
Yep.
And so within a week, we built the roof of it, we lifted it up, and we kind of just kept adding, you know, as I said, the side panels, we got new tarps, all these bungees to keep the tarps on the pipes. And I mean, obviously you can see it shaded the ring, you know, and so it really just started as an idea just to keep training going. But then I thought to myself, you know, we're not really sure what's going to happen in the future. We do intend on returning to the Sahara Event Center. But if we're going to build something in the backyard, you know, why not just go full blast with it, you know? So that's why we put a lot of time into it, and have decided to run shows here while we can. And then once things do start running again at the Sahara Event Center, this is an option to help expand Big Valley. You know, I have different ideas for a secondary brand of Big Valley Wrestling that could be run out of here as well, where we run our regular shows at the Sahara Event Center, or vice versa, however it may be. But I mean, you know, the more locations, the better, you know?
Yeah,
so that's pretty much how it came to be. You know, the quarantine the pandemic, I should say, hit everybody pretty hard. But as I said, it didn't stop us. And with all the time we all had to spend in our houses, we thought, you know, why not spend it doing something resourceful, you know, something that we could utilize in the future. And so this is the result of a month of staying home and having nothing to do, you know.
Yeah.
Build a compound.
Yeah, and I do want to point out for talent that's watching this, who maybe have noticed that we're outside, it's outside ring, and you have a black canvas here. It's cool. It's cool
Yeah.
for the touch.
Yeah, it's
so,
shaded.
I'm just saying, you know, if you're looking to do something and you hear there might be events going, there's a booker I know who has, you know, stuff going on.
I have a large library.
Oh man. So yeah, this is really nice. I joined you a few days ago for training, to see the guys training, and I'll actually have some of the interviews that I did with some of the talent to either this or maybe even its own little thing afterwards. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. You know, it seems like everyone really likes this, and
love it.
You know, you had mentioned during our walkthrough that this Saturday, which I'm not sure if the show will be out before then or not. It might be, it might not. I'll see how much time I have. But this Saturday will be your first show, and to my calculations, it's the first professional wrestling event in Las Vegas since the shutdown.
Yep, very proud of that. You know, once Governor Sisolak announced we're going to be entering phase 2, which does allow gatherings of 50 people. He also said, however, that live performances were still a no-go. However, there is a loophole to this. We are actually on private property right now. So this would technically be a private gathering on private property. And we will have a limit as to how many people are going to be here, both the fans and the wrestlers. So we are not going to be passing that 50 people limit, because we still want to respect all the phase 2 restrictions while taking the opportunity to have a show. Because I mean, if we're able to do it, then why not? You know, we already started training. We have a lot of hungry talent, a lot of wrestlers who have been quarantining and have been staying safe, that just want to jump in the ring, and I know I'm one of them, and I know you're a referee as well. You know, so once the possibility came, you know, we decided to take it, and I know for a fact there's several promotions that once they're allowed to, they're gonna jump at it as well. You know, I mean, who wouldn't? You know, professional wrestling is so much fun, brings so many people together. At this time, they can only bring 50 people together, but you know, overall, we're just ready to have fun. We're just ready to entertain the fans and get back to doing what we love to do and what we live for.
Yeah, and you know, that's the good thing about Vegas. You know, there's so much wrestling here, so many different places you can go, and you know, so many different talents that you can see at different promotions as well as sometimes cross promoting and stuff. So that's great. What was the reception from people you reached out to looking to put together this first show together? Did you get anyone who was like, "Oh man, no, I'm quarantining still. I'm not gonna risk it," or was it mostly people, "Oh yeah, let's do this"?
Yeah, there was a lot of people who were very very enthusiastic about starting. You know, people that just straight up said, "I just want to wrestle," you know, because that's how it is for a lot of people. But there definitely were a lot of our regular wrestlers and trainees that, you know, decided that they just weren't comfortable gathering in groups, and that's totally fine. You know, to each their own. You know, this is again a very unpredictable time. You know, no one saw this coming. You know, and so we're not going to hold anything against anybody who wants to stay safe or keep others safe around them. You know, so. We didn't take any offense to anything. You know, how could we? You know, we just either way. You know, we had a lot of time on our hands. We used that time to build this. The ring is here, and so we pretty much put out the message of, listen, whoever wants to train, whoever wants to wrestle, the ring is here. Yeah. And I do want to mention that when we first started the training here, there actually was a limit on how many people could train at a time, because we still wanted to be wary of social distancing, and we still wanted to respect that, you know, so.
Yeah, about how many times do you guys train a week?
3 times a week is usually what we do, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 7 p.m. right here at the Combat Compound. We're also available for private training sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays, or if you just have a group of people that you want to train with, the ring is open to you as well. I also should throw out there that we do clean the ring daily. We always mop the mats, we clean the ropes, we wipe off the turnbuckle pads, we keep everything as clean as we can when it comes to this ring.
Right. If there's anyone who hasn't started their journey to be a professional wrestler that you know, is looking to, and they come across this video somehow, because no one follows me. Yeah. But if they do by chance, where can they reach out to you guys to be able to find out more about training, prices, times, and how they can?
A majority of our future students reach out to us on Facebook.com. You can find us on Facebook at Big Valley Wrestling. We also have a page dedicated to the school itself. It's called the Big Valley Pro Wrestling Training Academy. That's another Facebook page you can reach out to as well. But yeah, that's usually where people go because we're very active on there. Facebook was our first social media platform. But you can also reach out to us on Instagram as well, because who doesn't have an Instagram nowadays? That's at Big Valley Wrestling LV, all undercase letters, Big Valley Wrestling LV. Yep.
I like how you're doing that, because I'm probably going to put Big Valley Wrestling LV right there.
Cool. But don't forget about our Twitter page as well. That's at Big Valley BVW Wrestling LV. At BVW Wrestling LV. That's our Twitter handle as well for all of our tweeters.
Just read the pop-ups when they come up someplace in here.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, you guys got this built. You guys have training going. There's a show going soon. Things are just looking really up, and it's kind of nice to see that, you know, they're not normal, but they're getting back active.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the situations like the one we've been going through for the past few months now that I think help result in accomplishments that you never really would have thought of before. You know, my dad, being as creative as he is, he's always thinking of things to make Big Valley better. As am I, but he's the one. You know, a lot of people tell me I have a pretty good set of brains when it comes to wrestling, but I think my dad has a greater set of brains when it comes to business and when it comes to building things. You know, he loves to he doesn't like to waste the day away. You know, every single day for that first month of quarantine, we were out here, we were preparing this area, we were taking out the rocks, we were putting together the frame. And don't get me wrong, there was plenty of trial and error when it came to building this thing, you know, but I mean, we had, nothing to do and all day to do it. So what do we have to lose, And so I'm really glad that we got this up. I'm very happy that this is here. I mean, this is a dream. This is a dream come true. I come out here, at 2 a.m. sometimes, just getting up out of bed, and I just come out here and I just stand in the ring because I just feel safe in here, and I feel like my creative juices can really flow in here, and I just feel so grateful and blessed and privileged and beyond grateful that I have a wrestling studio at my fingertips, and that I can continue to offer professional wrestling training and ring time to aspiring wrestlers. It's really beautiful, and every single day, even as good as it looks now, we're always looking for different ways to make it better.
Yeah. About a month ago, I had the privilege of taking part in a cinematic match.
Yep.
Featuring Kevin Duckets and Fresco-Matic.
Yep.
Then we have other promotions here in Vegas who are doing cinematic matches as well, and I'm seeing stuff start popping up on the internet. Really, what pushed to get the cinematic match going? What were your thoughts on the end product, and do you see you guys doing any more?
Well, one of the really cool parts about the Big Valley Wrestling Combat Compound is the niche that it carries. Mm-hmm. This is obviously a much different location compared to pretty much anything else that's being offered here in Las Vegas. Yeah. We don't just limit the action to the ring. We have an entire half-acre property to explore here. I mean, we're just kind of have to wait and see how that works out when we do our first show. But that is, that's definitely one of the more interesting parts of the Combat Compound, and when it comes to doing the shows. When it comes to the cinematic matches, I think they are awesome. It's an awesome idea. As I said before, being in this unpredictable time, this pandemic, it's really forced people to be more creative and think outside the box. And so I, as a booker and as a writer, I always welcome creativity when it falls in my lap. And Kevin Duckets was aching for a fight, and he hit me up and he said, "Listen, I want to do this. Can we make it happen?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, that's fine." And so he put it together, and then Fresco-Matic accepted the challenge, and we made it happen. I'm very pleased with the end product. I'm really more so happy, regardless of whatever the reception may be. I'm really just happy that we were able to push out some type of new content. Yeah. Because you may have seen it or heard of it. We also have a YouTube channel, Big Valley Wrestling, on YouTube.com, where we've posted 5 episodes now of Big Valley Wrestling Reloaded, which are hour-long shows consisting of various matches from our past shows. And so we were doing that for a while, but at the end of the day, we just needed something new, something fresh. And Kevin Duckets came up with the Delinquent Challenge, and we thought it'd be a good idea for not just the company, but also the fans to have something new to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it was a blast. Working with Kevin is always interesting.
Yeah.
So I was just happy there were no thumbtacks. There were thumbtacks.
Yeah.
I blocked it out of my mind already.
Yeah. Speaking of blocking it out, there was actually we had several attempts to upload that footage. Because the scene with the thumbtacks kept getting flagged, apparently. We actually uploaded a version that censored the thumbtacks.
Really?
Yeah, we did.
See, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, but fortunately, we were able to get past it, and now you can watch the full, unedited, uncut version of that match on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I'm finding YouTube is a tricky one sometimes when it comes to what you can do.
Yep.
All right, well, I mean, we've done the walkthrough. We've had a nice little discussion here. Before we wrap this up, anything else you want to get out there? Anything else you want to say to people watching about Big Belly, about you? Anything come up?
Yes. So if you are interested in training, as I've said before, you can hit us up or contact us through Big Valley Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram. You can view our footage, see what our shows are like on YouTube.com. And if you are someone looking to get into professional wrestling, and if you're looking for a reason to come to Big Valley Wrestling, let me just say this to you. For the 5 years that we have been in business, that we have provided a space for people to train, we have always made it a top priority to make sure that this is a safe space for people to come. We're always supervising people. We make sure people are in good hands. The classes are very friendly. We do not tolerate bullying whatsoever. So we want everybody who comes through that gate to feel safe and to feel welcome and that they can be themselves. And I'm very happy to say that a majority of the students that we have do feel that way, and they feel very friendly here. They feel like they can talk to me about anything, and I feel very good about that, and it just helps me feel a lot better about what we're doing here at the school. I also want to say that here at Big Valley, we believe that the best way to get better is by being in the ring or being part of the show. And we like to offer opportunities when we can to the students that are deserving of it. You know, you come in, and if you come to a class, you're not really just going to be sitting down the whole time. Even if you can't do a match, we're going to be lecturing you about refereeing, or we'll be lecturing you about valeting, or a security position, or just things that will need to be done at a regular Big Valley Wrestling show, so you can always be part of the show. You can always be part of the team, and you're always learning something. Whether if you start out wrestling, or, you know, like most people, they start out at a small position just helping with the show. So when you come to Big Valley, you're not just learning how to become a professional wrestler, you're learning how to fill all the roles that there are to be filled in a professional wrestling show.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ricky. I appreciate your time. I know
Thank
you
you
got
very much,
training
sir.
here soon.
Yep.
And, well, this has been Backstage with Ben Hall. This is Ricky Espinosa. This is the Big Valley Wrestling
Combat Compound.
Man, that's a mouthful. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you.
Yep.